Coach Cam made this shit.
I'm Brenden Kron. This is Rex, and welcome to Jammin with Kron and Rex. Did you know
that the sound in Jurassic Park of the raptors, that sound was made by tortoises mating? Yeah, it's just a recording of two tortoises fucking, and they put it as the raptors. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. There's a whole little page on Instagram that's just like a did you know thing in movies. Mm-hmm. Like, one of my favorites that I saw that in American Psycho, to distract Patrick Bateman, one of the people hold is trying to angle a piece of glass in his face, and it's something really subtle. Like, it's not just like they zoom in and show it. And he's trying to put the sunlight directed on his face, and it goes right in his eye. And Patrick Bateman doesn't move, and they do that to show that he's dead inside.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's right on him, and he's just still staring blankly like he is dead inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler than whoever came up with the idea of just I know what this raptor should sound like. I pulled off the side of the road and heard something awful.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I think more than likely they went to the zoo and heard that and was like, holy shit, that sounds like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make it.
Is.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I like turtles, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Turtles are really fun, cool. I didn't know they could just give you salmonella.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, because I used to have turtles growing up, and whenever I bought them from the shop, they was outside of them just being dirty animals, just make sure you wash your fucking hands anytime you touch them, because they carry salmonella. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I knew gross. I had a pet turtle, and I knew just to they're dirty, just wash your hands. I didn't know that's the exact reason. I don't know if I was told that or not, but yeah, I didn't remember that.
So what have you been up to this week?
Not too much. Didn't watch too many movies this week.
Yeah.
I only got to watch Wonder Woman, which was good.
Yeah. What'd you give it out of 10?
7.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I thought it was good, just not
I don't care to see it again, honestly. I mean, it was good. I was like, neat. I think I liked it even more because I was like, it's cool that DC has a good film.
Yeah, and this is the first DC movie that I'm watching on watching DC films, because I've seen Batman v Superman, which I'm not going to rewatch.
It's a bad start into the... So, have you not seen, Henry Cavill's Superman? Because...
No. I just don't like Superman very much, so I didn't watch those movies.
Yeah, because those are the first movies in the DCU to come out. They're not chronologically the first ones, but yeah, I can't remember where they fall in the timeline. It's so weird, but...
Yeah, because I know that's the beginning of Batman v Superman, is him bodying Zod through a building, and that's when Batman sees it. So I knew the reference enough, but I didn't watch the movie.
I liked the direction that it started off with. Because I was like, oh, I like that Batman's pissed off that Superman is destroying his city. Because, yeah, I would be too. Some fucking alien comes down and has, no regard. And granted, he is doing the right thing. 'Cause, I mean, the other dude just wanted to take over. This guy just wants to be powerful on Earth.
Yeah.
And get some ass. He's just hey, don't fuck up my thing down here. I'm banging this pretty hot reporter. Mm-hmm. So just stop, And it's cool whenever he comes down to Earth, instead of Superman being raised by parents that teach him to use that for good, he just comes down and is like, holy shit, I have powers here. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I know what I'm going to do with them. I can rule this fucking place.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, I just started to not like DC as much. I still like DC, and when it's done good, I really like it. But just overall, I don't like it as much as I used to, so it doesn't get as many passes anymore from me.
They do have my favorite shows growing up. Mm-hmm. The original Teen Titans, amazing.
Loved it.
Damn near. I just can't recall why it wouldn't be a 10 out of 10 right now.
I don't
Justice
think it's
League
finished.
Unlimited.
I don't think it finished. I think it got canceled.
Oh, okay, then yeah. It can't be a 10 out of 10 then.
Yeah.
Justice League Unlimited, fucking amazing.
Loved it.
Batman, the animated series, amazing.
Amazing. Yep.
I mean, even Superman show was amazing. I mean, so growing up, DC was my shit. Like, I think they had an Avengers animated show, but you just didn't really get that representation. Like, I remember seeing the Avengers in Dexter's Laboratory, which was really weird.
Yeah, because that wasn't the real Avengers, but yeah.
And so
I loved them.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool seeing them there, but
yeah,
I didn't know how goofy the Avengers used to be considered.
Oh, the old live action?
Yeah,
that shit's
I didn't know how goofy they actually were. Like, it was, like, campy almost, like Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was actually talking to my dad the other day about the future of both of those things, because, like, could you imagine 20 years ago thinking that Iron Man was going to be the main character? Like, I don't know, I just didn't see it happening. Or to hear that Captain America would be getting his own movie, or fucking Hawkeye getting his own show. I've been like, how are they going to do that? Like, that sounds stupid. I'm not going to watch that. But, so, it's just crazy thinking about it's going to be like in 10 years. Shit, I couldn't imagine happening now.
Yeah, I think this is another thing about... I think DC is at a spot where they're not going to, but they're going to run into this really soon, but they should probably just go ahead and start over. Because they have so much bad around them already. Like, maybe dedicate themselves around the Batman movie or something, but there's already such a negative outlook of, like, the original Justice League, and then you have, like, it's redeemed, but then you also have...
But a lot of people haven't seen that.
Exactly. And then
I don't blame them.
Yeah, and then Batman v Superman was so negative.
Yeah, there wasn't redemption for that one.
So I think that they're probably just need a reboot and start over, which is unfortunate because they're not horrible. They have some key
I don't think
pieces.
You can at this point. If they was going to scrap it and start over, it should have happened a little bit ago.
I agree. And I think that's why they're like, well, we can't, and they're going to continue on, and then eventually it's going to get to where no one wants to see it.
Well, I think the problem is that it was rushed.
Oh,
because obviously they was put in a fucking corner by Marvel, because they was like, we got to stop. I mean, like, we got to put something out to compete with them.
Yes.
Before it's just like, I don't know, what's something kind of pointless to do? Like starting up your own phone company right now and thinking you're going to compete with Apple or Android.
Yeah,
like,
it's really tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Yeah, logistically, you're not doing that right now. And they tried to do that and rush it.
And I understand why they rushed it. Think about, like, when Endgame was airing, if DC was like, hey, same year, we're introducing Aquaman. Yeah. It's a pretty tough sell to be like, oh, which one am I going to watch? The movie that I've been anticipating for 10 years, or the one that I really don't care about. So they were put in a really bad spot.
Well, and that's why you see a lot of, like, redos. That's why you see Snyder felt like he had to release his. That's why you see Suicide Squad being done. Because they can't figure out what direction they want to go in. Because they're like, hey, we'll be different from Marvel. We're going to be dark and gritty.
Because DC is.
Yes. And it can work. But, I mean, they haven't always been. Comics always haven't been dark and gritty.
They're not. But DC is, just overall, DC is more dark and gritty than Marvel. Just overall.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and then they're like, oh, hey, that didn't land well. So we're going to try to be cute and quirky. But we don't really have the tools that Marvel has to work with. You know? So, I don't know. They just keep falling short and having to redo shit. And whenever they redo shit, I think it pays off well. Like Suicide Squad and the Snyder Cut are like two of my favorite DC movies.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is they have good components. A lot of people love the Aquaman movie. I thought it was good, not great.
I thought it was too long.
I think the same thing with Wonder Woman. I think it's good, not great. A lot of people love it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard many people say good things about the sequel, but that's different. No. But then you have, like, the Batman. Most people are pretty excited. Joker was really good. The Watchmen show I thought was good. I am now hearing more bad, but overall I heard a lot of good. So they have a lot of like pieces that seem really good, but where do they go now? Because they already have used some of their biggest stories too.
Well, they got a lot to work with.
And I am excited for their future. I think the most excited for the entire DC Flash should be, but it's not. It's Black Adam. I'm super excited for that Black Adam movie.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel, honestly. Like, I'm super excited about Batman.
Yeah.
I'm excited to the point where I watched a new movie on HBO Max called Kimmy.
Okay.
And because I've never seen a movie with Zoe Kravitz in it. And I was like, well, fuck, she's about to be our Catwoman, so I kind of want to see what we're getting into.
Fair.
It sucked. Like, in all fairness, it's not her fault that the movie sucked. Like, I mean, she had some bad actors around her, some bad writing. Mm-hmm. It sucks when the villains aren't believable at all. Like, they're just goofy and incompetent. You know, like, it makes you feel weird. Like I could beat them up and not feel like you're exaggerating too much. Like, you're like, I don't think that'd be a problem. Like, they're goofy. Yeah. Like, they're just not good at what they do. And
which is kind of funny that you say that, because the first example I thought of wasn't a bad one. A goofy guy that you think you could beat up is like the Riddler. He's overly goofy.
But he's just supposed to be smart.
Yeah, he's witty in what he does.
In Kimmy, they're just they're not that smart, and they're really not imposing. Like, I don't know, they just don't have shit going on.
Yeah.
But so I took to IMDb because I was like, I wonder if I'm just overly hating this movie. And I saw a lot of decent ratings, like 8s and stuff, and I was like, God damn.
8's really good.
I was just looking for people to agree with me. Mm-hmm. And then I finally saw somebody that gave it a 3. I was like, awesome. Let's see what this guy has to say. And he started off his entire thing. He said, I'm so tired of every time I watch a movie and they feel like their lead has to be a black woman. And I said, God damn it. Is this why I hate the movie? I was like, I didn't think this was my problem with it. It's the only bad review I've found so far. But no, I ended up looking down later, and other people agreed that it wasn't good. But for a little bit, that was the only negative opinion that I had outside of myself. So I was like, shit, you know?
Yeah. Marvel's in a weird place as well. It seems like everything was wrapped up, everything was done, and now they're having to like kind of kickstart it again, but they're doing so good. Yeah. Well, all the shows have made me more excited for what's up next. The movies are making me more excited for what's next, and I didn't think that would be the case at all.
Exactly to what we was talking about. It's going to be crazy picturing just in the short future the MCU without the two biggest players in the MCU, which is Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But in 10 years, we're going to be like, wow, I didn't think they was going to be able to pull it off, and they're going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's going to be somebody else that they can use.
Yeah. What about you? How was your week?
I only watched 2 movies. I watched Kimmy and I watched Spencer. I was pretty happy to watch Spencer.
I don't know what that is.
Kristen Stewart's movie, Princess Diana.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I heard it's real. The one she's being nominated for?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard it's great.
I want to watch all the Oscar nominees because we already watched Power of the Dog. I didn't see that I could see it getting the Oscar nomination it did because it's like artsy and weird.
It is artsy. Yeah.
But for me personally, it was just kind of a weird movie. Like, I don't know, maybe I didn't look into it as much as it deserved to be. Maybe I don't know, focus in on key elements that I should have. But so I'm going to go try to watch that and stuff like Coda. I technically watched 2.5 movies. I tried to watch The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Okay.
But holy fuck, they talk like they're in the play The Tragedy of Macbeth. Mm-hmm. Like, they talk like how Shakespeare wrote shit. And I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I cannot understand shit.
Yeah.
So, the entire movie, it's just weird,
Isn't
medieval.
It shot really cool, though?
Yes.
Visually,
it looks so cool, but it's just like the typical Romeo and Juliet talking. You think of like, oh, wherefore art thou, and that, and you're just like, you have to like, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, but you have to like decode what they're saying, and you're like, the fuck is he trying to say by that? Because I'm like, I'm going to miss out on something big if I don't even understand what these two people are fucking talking about.
I think you should just tough through it if you want to watch it, because the review that I seen on that movie was he started it off by saying, I'm going to say what I think a lot of people feel, but not a lot of people will say, and that's that I'm not smart enough to understand this movie, but I still like it. He was like, it's shot so well, I can tell the acting's great. It looks like everything about it is great. He's like, I'm just not smart enough to get it. He said, but that doesn't make me not like it.
I don't think smartness is the problem, because I think you take a smart person, who doesn't talk like that. Nobody talks like that. Nobody has ever talked to anybody that talks like that who is alive on this planet. So a lot of the people aren't going to understand it. So I don't think it's a smartness thing, but just it's a lot of putting shit together yourself, because you kind of have to accept the fact that you're like, I'm not going to understand at first. You just have to use context to be like, oh, well, I'm assuming he's talking about the three witches because of what he said. I don't know, it was weird, but I guess I'll figure it out. And then later you're like, oh, I guess I was right. Yeah. But the only reason I didn't finish is because I got super fucking tired. And yeah, that was really the only reason and that I didn't finish it. Because, I think I was liking it. I think I was liking it before, but I would like to finish it. Honestly, forgot about it until we just started talking about it.
The other thing I want to say about Power of the Dog, because we kind of just grazed over it and it kind of seemed like we didn't like it.
I liked it.
I think it was good.
Yeah.
I think it was really good. It feels like a movie I'm just not smart enough to get it sometimes. Like, honestly, even though I understand the whole thing.
Again, I think you're selling yourself short. I don't think it's a not smart thing. I think it's we have to know what we know now about it and watch it again.
Yes.
Because there's probably things that we didn't really think twice about. There's some things that I saw that was like, okay, there's been a decent amount of time talking about this. It must be important. Then it doesn't come up. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then there's things that don't seem important that end up being important. And I'm like, oh, wow, I wouldn't have guessed earlier. I don't know what the movie's about.
Now, this is really biased because I haven't seen any other movie other than Encanto that's nominated for anything in Spider-Man and Tick, Tick, Boom. But not anything for the things that Power of the Dog is nominated for.
Then Spider-Man gets snubbed for, Best Picture over,
Don't Look Up, the worst movie ever. Yeah.
Hot fucking garbage.
Power of the Dog, I'm so happy that every actor and actress got nominated because they all deserve it.
Yeah.
Especially, I think
Kirsten Dunst.
Kristen Dunst acted her ass off. She did so.
Kirsten.
It's not Kristen?
K-I-R.
Okay, Kirsten. I don't know the kid's name either, but them two.
Kirsten.
Phenomenal.
I don't know the kid's name either.
I don't either.
Really funny if it was like Kristen. It wouldn't have been that funny, but
yeah. But he definitely deserves a supporting role, and Kirsten Dunst definitely deserves the female in a supporting role as well.
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. This might not sound the best, but
and I think Doctor Strange did fucking phenomenal. I think he should get a.
I think the easiest way to show that you're a good actor, and not saying it's just the easiest way to tell that someone's a good actor, is let them play a crazy person. That's some of the best acting moments. Yeah. Because when you're like, holy shit, you don't get the best acting moments from someone acting like a normal dude the most of the time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're getting it from holy shit, this dude's out of his fucking mind. And obviously the person playing him's not out of their mind from what we can tell. So the fact that they can just reach in and be like this must mean they're a good actor.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think that discredits anything.
No, but I'm just the way I worded it, saying that's the easiest way. That just made it sound gimmicky. It's just I don't know. It's just oh well, yeah, he's just getting it because he played a crazy person. And that's the easiest way to make people think you're a good actor.
Yeah, I think they all did great.
Yeah, so I did that. I watched those movies, and then half of that the other movie. I read 2 books, and I'm starting another one.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, one of them was super short. It was 2 hours.
Still,
it was crazy. And I actually pulled it up because at the beginning of the year, not too long ago, and I'm pretty happy about this, I stated that my challenge for the year was going to be 12 books.
Yes.
I'm at 9.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I've really liked most of the books I read so far. Mm-hmm. The 2 books I read this week was about a telepathic pig.
That sounds
neat.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty fucking ridiculous, but I knew that going into it, so I can only blame myself if it was too ridiculous. And a book that actually happened, you're just reading emails between these two lesbians who are weird. They're weird lesbians.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much of it. But you're literally just reading the emails between these two people and how their relationship ends up. And
I think that's a cool premise of just the way that goes about. The very, very little that you gave me for this, I think it seems cool.
It's pretty crazy when you know shit is true. Because, like, they even said they couldn't publish some of the shit because the case is still ongoing.
Wow.
Yeah, I just could imagine, like, what's a ridiculous movie? Like, The Matrix. Okay. Imagine watching The Matrix and then at the end, and it says, based on a true story, and you're like, I gotta rewatch that. What the fuck? And you're like, no. But this book starts off with, hey, this shit is true, and you're like, this
is true is so much different than based on a true story.
Yeah, because based on a true story, it could just be like, well, in real life, that person's name was Michael Myers.
Yes.
You know, everything else, gone. We just fucking...
Because you see that with a lot of horror movies.
Yes, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. To me, that's the one I think of when it says based on a true story.
I think of
like that was a real story, but it didn't happen like that.
No. And I used to believe that. Obviously, when I was a kid, I was like, based on a true,
that means fucking shit out
I was
of
like, that's true. But no, it just means that like something, just a single part of it has to be true, and then you can slap that on there.
Yeah. I mean, because you could kind of do that with a lot of things then, right? I mean, you can make a pretty ridiculous movie as long as one part of it.
I don't know the legality of saying based on a true story. But
it'd be crazy if it was illegal to say that. Because I mean,
that is just straight lying in your movie.
Lying's not a crime.
It's not, but
it can be, I guess.
False information, spreading false information, I guess. I don't know.
You can just fucking lie to people.
I know a lot of movies that have lied.
I lie all the time, and I haven't been
Gotcha. You're going to jail
yet.
You're going to jail.
Prove it.
Guess that's fair.
Yeah, I'll just lie again.
The only way to get out of lying. Lying.
We actually have a decent amount to talk about.
Yes.
So, not to rush this along, because I could talk about this shit all day.
Yeah.
I've been loving me some fucking movies lately. What's your song of the week? And then we're going to get into the hot and heavy of this episode.
Okay. So, my song of the week came out of a weird circumstance. The first one this is my runner-up, and I'll keep it kind of brief, but I seen a lot of hate on Isaiah Rashad, and I was like, why? And
I didn't see a lot of hate.
Well, I seen a lot of people saying, like, why are people hating? Why are people hating?
Okay.
And I was just
I
like...
saw that too.
Yeah, and I was like... Because I seen a tweet that was like, his music doesn't hit the same. And I was like, what? I'm like, what the fuck happened? And he came out as bi.
What doesn't hit the same? I'm trying to think of lyrics. I'm like...
Yeah, I don't know. It was so weird.
I immediately think of Bussin' with Uzi.
Yeah.
Came out bussin' on your cousin. That could mean your cousin Nick or your cousin Victoria. You know, it
doesn't matter.
It could be either one of them now.
Yeah. So
that's the only thing that changes.
Yeah. So I went back and listened to his music, and I was like, man, people are fucking dumb. His music is wonderful. So I ended up listening to Sun's Tirade, and a song off of it almost made my song of the week. But I seen another thing I hate that stood out to me. It was a post that said Best Detroit Rapper, and Danny Brown wasn't on it. And it was like 20 artists.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck? Because that's my favorite Detroit rapper. And so the song Shine, because I'm the only person that thinks, you know what I'm saying, is my favorite album from him. I don't think anyone else feels that way. Most people's Atrocity Exhibition.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song Shine from Danny Brown is my song of the week.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, good for Danny Brown.
Yeah.
I like shit out Danny Brown. I don't know how I first discovered him, but Admiral, I think, was like the first time I listened to him. And I don't know why either, because I was really off base for whatever I was listening to at the time. I think it was honestly because of his Freshman Cypher is why I started listening to him.
I heard him by his Freshman Cypher. I heard that he's the guy who got his dick sucked on stage And I was like, I got to hear what this guy's rapping about. Like, what was he rapping about? They got just someone jumped up on stage and sucked him off. And I listened to Triple X, and that's arguably like top 5 best mixtapes I've ever heard.
And I wanted to suck him off after I listened to it.
I get it. No.
Dane Brown, cool guy.
Yeah.
My song of the week, Therefore I Am, by Miss Billie Eilish. And it was honestly before any of this happened. I didn't know any of this shit was going to happen, but it just kind of worked conveniently as a segue.
Unfortunately. Today. Yeah. I was going to say,
unfortunately.
Did you just see the post and was like, no, I got to support Billy?
Yeah, because I understand that's what it might come off as, that I'm like, no, we just got to run my queen's numbers up and delete everything that has Kanye, but I really don't care that much to be that involved with it. Mm-mm. The point of contingency for me is just how disappointed I am in a man I've never met.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know I'm alive.
Breaks my fucking heart.
And I am disappointed in him. Mm-hmm. Kanye's given us a lot of reasons to be disappointed, like now discovering what he would look like as white. Because it's not like I look at Kanye and I'm like, that is a great looking guy. But to just know he could look like this. He looks like a good bowler. You know?
I actually could see that.
Yeah, like he bowls. I don't. Maybe it's that dome, but
yeah.
Yeah, this is just something I didn't need to see. This is not why I'm disappointed at Kanye. I'm not disappointed in him because, I mean, it's not great to see. I would love, without me putting on blackface, I would love to see what I look like as other races because I don't think there's a good way to show what a white person would look like if they were black. We saw what Robert Downey Jr. would look like.
Yeah.
He looks weird. But I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, all right.
Hopefully I would look better. I don't know. I would just like to look good either way.
Okay, so the whole controversy with Kanye started off.
It starts off with Billy.
Kinda. This is the new controversy.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's been brewing up for a while. Kanye is about to roll out an album, so he's just doing stupid fucking shit. And
unfortunately,
I mean, it's working. He's garnering attention. People are probably going to be interested.
People are going to hate stream his album, which is just wild to me.
Well, and it's really weird to do it with an album like this. Because you're not dropping, like, an album like Tekashi 6ix9ine is, to where you want that energy to be listened to by the people that want to listen to your album. But it's an album named after your mom.
That's what...
After your deceased mom, and this is how you're rolling out the album. Like, not saying I know what his mom would have wanted, but, like, do you think this is how you should honor her by naming an album, a second album after her?
Yeah.
And rolling it out with this?
Yeah. Because think about the first rollout. Like, delays and delays and delays of, like, wanting it to be perfect after what 99% of people think that his worst album ever was. He then shows a lot of respect. You see the gospel sounds working in a good way. Most people think this was like a good comeback for Kanye. And then he's like, oh, we're getting a sequel to this, which I don't like sequels to albums anyway.
I'm usually skeptical about sequels, period.
Yeah.
And, you know, he made up with Drake.
Yeah.
He got single, so I was like, he has Future producing his album, so I'm like, hey, we're in a good headspace right now. This could be a great album.
Yeah.
But then he kind of goes back to more of the shit we don't like of him, knowing way too much about his situation. We know way too much about what's going on with him and Kim. I don't really care. He's not only beefing with a Kardashian, which
is unfortunate.
So it's just crazy. Now to He Who Shall Not Be Named, Kid Cudi, Taylor Swift's brought back into the mix for whatever reason, and now a 20-year-old pop star.
I think she's
yeah. Just because Billy said that she's like, hey, I will actually stop a show to help a fan.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give the only little bit of silver lining there is. I like Kanye taking up for his friend. That is it. That is the only part of this I like. Past that,
That
I
should have
don't
been done
think
behind closed doors, though.
that's what I don't like. I don't like that it's so public. I don't like that he's not threatening her, but he's threatening to pull his name off of Coachella because she won't apologize. I don't like her response.
Like, bro, Travis isn't even saying.
I didn't like her response. I think it would have been so nice if she just didn't say anything, because I don't think she should have. She didn't need to.
No, I'm surprised she did, honestly.
I didn't like her response to it.
Honestly, thought she was above that shit.
Yeah, I just don't like how anyone is handling any of this situation.
Except Pete Davidson. I love how Pete Davidson's handling it. He could be using this to get so much attention. Not that he needs more, because, I mean, the dude's pretty up there already.
Yeah.
But he could be milking this. But
also,
he's not.
One other person that didn't fuck this up, Travis. If Travis would have commented on this, all of the entire controversy that seems like it's dying around him would have all been brought back up.
Yeah.
So, smart move for him to just stay out of this one.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, Pete Davidson is handling this great.
And, in all fairness, Billy was clearly talking about Travis.
Yeah.
I will say, I thought that's where
she's
you're going with the silver lining, because that is clearly what she's talking about. Like,
yeah.
I like Billy.
I don't know why she needed a sneak diss Travis.
I get it. If you want to be like, maybe promote the fact that it is good to stop and help fans, I get that. That's a good stance to take. It's really not one that somebody should argue with.
No.
But to say, like, hey, I actually stopped my show. You're clearly talking about somebody, and we clearly know who you're talking about, so it's fine. It's not that bad of a thing to say, but...
Yeah.
And this led to Kanye's rant against Cudi? Where was the jump there?
So, I know that Cudi was on SNL, and he's obviously friends with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing behind closed doors, because I didn't see anything of it, that Kanye said, like, hey, fuck Pete Davidson, and I'm assuming that Cudi was like, chill, that's my friend too, or something around that he didn't jump on the bandwagon to just hate on him.
Yeah.
And so this happened, that he was like, fuck Kid Cudi, you're off my album because you're with Pete Davidson.
Just so everyone knows, Cudi will not be on Donda because he's friends with you-know-who. We all speak in Billy language now, saying that, like, Billy won't specifically say who she was talking about. But it's just so weird, because I thought about this a decent amount when it came to him versus Drake, whenever they was doing their thing.
Yeah, I really didn't like that beef either.
Well, yeah. But all the people... Like, Travis was still working with Drake. Mm-hmm. Like, people were clearly not picking sides.
Yeah.
And granted, maybe hits a little bit more home because it's his wife or ex-wife that we're talking about, so maybe that's why he cares a little bit more. But, like, I don't know, you're having Future produce your album, and granted, everything's patched up now, but, like, they was cool with both of y'all during the beef, and, like... Well, nothing was ever taken away from that. It wasn't like a pick a side thing.
Even more Pusha T was beefing with Drake.
A lot more.
And there was no...
And Kanye still made amends with him.
Yeah, there was no...
Pusha's not cool with him still.
Yeah, but they're there.
The literal, president of good music?
You know who else is kind of handling this situation well for themselves only?
Timothée Chalamet.
I mean, sure, I bet he is. I don't know that he's not.
Is anything.
Yeah, I mean...
Because he's in that picture, too.
He is, and it is funny just to see him just be like, no. 504, the dude that was on Donda who just fucking killed it, and then he now has another song with Kanye. His album is being produced by Kanye. Yeah, I would just chill. Like, he's
just all business right now. He's like, let's just get this business rolling out, and...
So...
Let me bounce.
Let me just say, I love the way he's handling this. He's like, I don't want to get involved, but I think if it comes down to it, he's going to be like, yeah, fuck Pete Davidson. Yeah, fuck Billie Eilish. Because he's just like, I think he will if he has to, but I like that he's kind of just staying out of it, but obviously on the side.
Boy, did that age well.
Yeah, that post is bad.
Yeah. These are just some of my likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The worst signing of 2021 free agency, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then we go up to this. Cudi responds pretty swiftly.
I hate this response.
Too bad I don't want to be on your album, you fucking dinosaur. Ha ha ha. Everyone knows I've been the best thing about your album since I met you. I'm a pray for you, brother.
It breaks my
That's
heart.
bold.
Okay. It is bold. I don't 100% agree with it. I don't think he's necessarily wrong. I think there's a good case for Kanye's. This is a weird fact that I found out. Last 4 albums from Kanye, the song with Cudi's the most streamed. So it's not technically that wrong. But this is what I don't like.
They've known each other for a while, though.
Yeah, this is the one thing I don't like.
Yeah.
You're not on the album. I don't want to be on your album. That's horrible. That is a horrible fucking response.
Yeah.
Calling him a dinosaur is kind of funny.
Yeah. It is pretty funny because...
Too bad I don't want to be on your album. I hate that fucking response. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something else that I like. It's pretty funny.
I did see a post.
Before and after. Okay, I guess I don't have it, but it's
Okay.
just all the Westes and Flintstones.
Yes,
shit,
and
and Kanye's wearing it. Yeah,
Yeah, I love
So
that.
I was like, oh, okay, that's funny. We just went back.
another
God
thing-
damn it, there it is.
Another thing that I really liked seeing is a lot of people are showing the picture of French Montana with Pete Davidson because
That's
Kanye.
clearly shopped though, right?
I don't think so.
You can see like an aura
can you? I didn't-
around Pete Davidson.
I didn't really notice,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was funny because I did see that Kanye said he's going to help him out, and people were like, "Please don't."
Yeah. I guess I'll just stay on that picture. But they've known each other for a bit.
Oh yeah,
And I'll be damned. Like, don't get me wrong. Attack Kanye. Attack him for a lot of reasons. Dude doesn't seem like the best guy around. Don't attack his music. That's not what I have a problem with.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. You knew this dude when he made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You're going to say he's the best thing about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?
yeah. See, it's wild.
That's, I mean...
Also wrong, but
It's wrong. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if Cudi was the best part about Kids See Ghost. My favorite part of that entire album is Kanye's verse and start naming the songs. I can't think which one.
the one, unfortunately, for this argument, the one that comes to mind is Reborn.
I think, yeah. I
But
think
that is a Cudi song.
But is it
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking of where Kanye's verse is, y'all been telling jokes that gonna
Yes.
stress me out? That is my favorite verse in that entire album. Easily. So, I don't know. He's just known him for too long. It's not like he met him like a year ago, because if he did, I'd be like, well, maybe he's got a point. You know, Kanye hasn't been doing his best individual shit
Yeah.
in the past year, but...
Yeah. Also, I think about it from my perspective, and it's not at all, right? So I should go ahead and say that. Like, I don't think, hopefully, I'll never be in the situation that they're in and, like, that whole thing. But, like, when I think about it, too, if I was friends with someone, and then that person started hooking up with your ex-wife, like, and you were like, dude, I'm upset about this, I don't want you dealing with them, I wouldn't. Like, unless... Like, I don't know. That's a weird situation to be in, but at the same time,
maybe if he did something to deserve being hated, like Pete Davidson doesn't deserve to be hated right now.
No.
I mean, that's just. I mean, I get it. It's probably
Yeah.
hard seeing someone fucking pump your ex-wife's brakes out, but like,
yeah,
he's not doing anything wrong. He just, I get it. You know, I mean, he's just didn't do anything wrong. He's just racking up W's.
yeah.
The dude cannot fucking lose
he's
right now.
He is one of the most talked about people, period, right now, which is just crazy.
And look at him, peak of his career right now. We're talking about him on Jammin.
Yeah, and I fucking hate his tattoos.
Yeah.
I hate he has
Some of them are pretty bad. They're
has some
bad
cool ones.
They're bad placements.
Yeah, he has a ghost emoji right in the center of his chest. I hate it.
That's such a prolific, like, that's a statement
Yeah.
in the middle of your chest. You're
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
just right here. It's just
Yeah.
a ghost emoji.
that's rough.
I hate him.
But let's okay, Instagram's pretty weird about how they do shit. But Kanye took down that picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that we was going to. It looks like he took down some, and he only has 4 up.
No, he has one of Cuddy.
Yeah, it's probably not good. It may be 2 of Cuddy. I just can't tell because that one. That God, please bring our family back together.
Yes.
And then a lot of people in the Yeezy Mafia? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not getting into that. I don't know what that fucking says because Instagram is just weird on here. Glad nothing popped up right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very community oriented. I love my family. I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't think he says anything interesting in this.
Okay.
And then a picture of Cuddy. I would have never asked for the loyalty if it was never offered, and I found a cool picture because I love Cuddy and always will. But Donda 2 is about running back in that burning house. I respect not everyone going to be ready for the smoke.
It's unfortunate still. It's just that I find myself just saying that about everything that's happening right now. Is just like, oh, that's unfortunate. I wish that wasn't true.
You know what's annoying me? Is people saying that, like, this is just another episode of Kanye's. Mm-hmm. Like, they're like, oh, he needs help. He needs to go see somebody. You can only use that to a certain extent to defend somebody. Like, you can still have mental instabilities and people recognize you for being an asshole. Like, you could be an asshole and bipolar. Like, it's not just everything's bipolar, because there's bipolar people that are decent people and who wouldn't do shit like this. But he's an asshole. And I mean, that's just kind of what it is. It's not like this poor guy. You know, it sucks that he's facing whatever he's going through, but he's still a dick. Yeah. I don't feel bad for him.
Refresh this page. There's more posts.
Look at this dickhead. I wonder if Instagram's going to shut down my page for dissing Hillary Clinton's ex-boyfriend. This Pete?
I think so. Yeah, that is the whole picture.
Oh, that's the whole picture?
Yeah, it looks like that on Instagram too. Yes, here we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's more. And go to that Venom picture, because that's the worst.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me work my way. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Having my back and you can Google the Hillary Clinton thing. I'm not making this shit. Bro, he fucked Hillary Clinton too?
I guess so.
And you're using that as a bad thing? Dude's resume is amazing.
I hate this guy.
Oh my god. Bill somewhere trick. You think Bill gives a fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Don does wanted to get Hillary Clinton a Christmas gift, so I got a tattoo of my hero. Thanks for being such a badass. When I tag people, I'm just putting together the web. There are a group of people who run media and election. Thank God for free speech.
Okay, then go ahead.
Ironic he's talking about free speech.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, he's just openly dissing a 20-year-old woman who just did a free speech. Okay, so 2 more W's for Pete right here. Pretty cool Hillary Clinton tattoo. And he plowed her, apparently, according to Kanye. Neat.
Okay, this post, again...
This ain't about Skeet.
This post, again, is funny.
Oh, my God.
It's not funny when Kanye posted. And that's a big problem that I'm having. I like the memes about it.
Dominique Fike liked it. I love Dominique.
Yeah. But I just don't like seeing... I don't know. I don't like seeing the person the meme is about post it.
What is he talking about? This ain't about Skeet, people. It's about selling y'all a narrative. Skeet just playing his part in Frozen 3, except that it's not in the theaters this time. It's on Daily Mail. What are you talking about?
I like that he doesn't call Pete.
What narrative? You're the only one giving him this narrative. Tell Bob and the entire Disney staff you wasted your money on Star Wars and Marvel, because even though it makes money, you will never control the high schools. No one's ever heard a Machine Gun Kelly song, Bob.
I don't know.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
I am so fucking lost. I thought we was going to be able to cover all this in like 20 minutes. Granted, I don't want it to go on much longer because I think we'll just be further confusing ourselves, but I don't know how any of those things relate. I don't know how calling someone Skeet is a bad thing.
I think it's funny.
Especially when he's banging your ex-wife. You probably don't want to call him Skeet.
Yeah.
That's just a fucking oop, you know, if he ever did decide to say anything.
Drake in the background of this photo is fucking killing me.
Oh my god, that is Drake.
That's views, Drake.
What is he doing?
I don't know. I hate this post.
Why is he talking about Machine Gun Kelly?
Keep going.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This one.
I'm seeing that right.
Yeah,
Y'all seen that tattoo, but if I speak up, then I'm crazy. I told you not going to use that one no more. When a garbage man goes to work, he's going to smell like trash, but it's time to take the trash out the house.
I don't think there's much to say. Keep going.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay. You're seeing the whole thing.
Okay, has sent intimate photos with Ariana to Mac Miller with a way to end the rapper's hopes of rekindling relationships with her. Ariana discovered this end of weeks by Mac's relative and ended the relationship.
If this is true,
bro, he's just shit posting.
Yeah.
If it's true, then
that's really
it's shitty. But
it's also old.
Why would that Pete Davidson has done recently would make you think that he actually did that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily true. I won't just be like,
seems out of character
for him now. I don't know him then. I don't think, I don't know. I don't think that it's,
who the fuck is this?
I don't know.
He is everywhere on here. How does he get the top 5 comments on every fucking Kanye post?
I don't know.
This dude's just talking to a wall at this point. And us.
Yeah.
No,
that's why it's fuck
Mac Miller
or fuck Machine Gun Kelly. By the way, I'm pretty sure because of this post.
It's us. I can say that it's us, but who hasn't done this with their friends at one point or another? I don't know. These just look like two guys who are winning right now in life.
Unfortunately, yes, but
I wouldn't say unfortunately.
I don't
hate Machine Gun Kelly. I dislike him.
Okay, so
but he hasn't done anything.
There's a second photo to this post.
Oh,
yeah. MGK is someone that I get everything that he's done with the whole Megan Fox thing. I would have done all the same shit, but I just don't like him very much. So, and then Pete Davidson, someone I just don't like too much, but I don't hate.
From what I can read from this horribly cropped photo, it looks like he's just saying that
it is accurate.
Who is doing this for him?
I don't know.
He's just saying that, I hope we can be friends. I'm not trying to get in the way of how you raise your children. But I don't know if he's trying to spin Pete bad in this, but that just seems like a decent human being trying to talk to a guy who is out of his fucking mind and an asshole.
Okay, the next post is wonderful, by the way.
What is this? My account is not hacked.
Yes.
213. What are you doing?
Dude, that's funny that people are just there's no fucking way this is Kanye. And he was like, no.
Bro,
this
even
there's 3 pictures
produced by Zach says you good, Ye. Ye really a genius.
That's another problem is they're hyping him up a lot.
You gotta think for yourself and not everything. Just because you're a fan of Kanye doesn't mean that you have to support everything he says.
Mm-hmm. There's 3 photos to this.
Fucking ridiculous.
Look at the others.
That is going to be mean to hell.
Look at the others. Keep going.
Oh my god.
One more. There it is.
This is a 44-year-old man.
That's another thing that breaks my heart. He's a bit too old to be doing this.
Dude, any age is too old for this shit.
If it was honestly, if Billy had not her, but a 20-year-old was doing this, I'd be like, that's wild, but it's kind of funny. They are young, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, this is just
it doesn't get better.
Dude. What is he doing?
Yeah. So
can we post this again?
Yeah, this one tags KD.
KD?
Yeah, Kevin Durant. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I say I'm missing something. I didn't read the caption. Maybe it explains it, but
he's just chilling, dog.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Really, the only thing that I have to say about it is it's getting harder, and this is kind of weird, but it's getting harder to defend Kanye because some of the other stuff that he's done is pretty outlandish. I kind of defend the whole Taylor Swift thing as much as it is.
Yeah, because it's not too bad. Like, it's just...
Yeah, it was shitty, but it wasn't to the point where I'm just like, oh, this is horrible. And I feel like in a couple years I'm going to feel the same way about this. I'm like, it wasn't horrible, but it's just...
Dude, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I do want to wrap this up soon because I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Because this is just, I don't know. It's sad. It's a low point for this dude. You're just too old to be doing this shit, man. I hate saying somebody's too old to be doing shit, but you're too old to be doing this shit. Like,
yeah. Overall, I feel bad for him.
Bro, you got to grow up. I feel bad for the people involved. I never thought I'd feel bad for Kardashian, but I do. I feel bad for Kim in this. I feel bad for Pete. I feel bad that Taylor Swift got dragged back into it for whatever fucking reason.
I only don't feel bad for Pete because
God damn you.
This is more good than bad for him. The way he's staying out of it, the way he's getting publicity of just being the guy that's there and getting dragged into this, I don't think there's much negative around him other than the people who are just like...
Well, you're talking about the people around him, though. Like, you're talking about his girlfriend is being attacked on social media. His friend Kid Cudi is now losing a relationship because of him.
Okay, I get it from that.
So, it's pretty upsetting. I feel bad for him. Like, he's thrown into the middle of this thing that, I mean, the dude's just doing good. And he's just
too good.
Can't get away from Kanye West. It's ridiculous, man. It's just almost too ridiculous to be real. Kanye is just actively running the most popular shit posting page on Instagram, and goddamn, I hope you really don't bounce back from this, though. You know, like
this is all the posts are going to end up being more. This is what I think. The posts are going to end up being deleted.
Oh yeah.
If the album is wonderful, we just go, yeah, Kanye was in a weird state of shit posting on Instagram, but he put out a good album, and that's what it's going to end up being in years.
Well, and at a certain point, it does start to affect how you listen to the person. Because when you hear things, you just associate them with certain things. And like, I unfollow Kanye on everything after this because it's not just a I don't agree with your point of view. It's I don't fucking care. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a grown-ass man. You don't have to post everything that's going on. Handle your fucking business. Stop dragging other people into it. And stop just trying to get support from social media.
The thing is like, the whole, like, Trump support from him was going on right around the Ye album. And I thought it was going to be a really politically charged album because that's kind of what was promoted. Yeah. And it wasn't, so I kind of don't associate that with it unless I'm looking back like this. So when I listen to it, I'm not like, oh, this is Kanye in a red hat. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is a good Kanye album. And that's what I think this will end up being. But if it's bad, it's going to be so fucking bad.
Yeah. This is a guy who needs social media taken away from him.
I mean, it's building the attention. I get why it's all happening. It's building attention. People are going to listen to the album. People are going to listen to the album hoping to hate it.
So you think this is just album promo? You
I don't think it goes just, but I think it is.
Yeah, because I could see this very well continuing on February 23rd.
I think it could.
Yeah, and I think it will, because...
But a lot of the shit that he does is just... A lot of times we talk about Kanye being like, why in the fuck would he do this? And then the album comes out, and you're like, oh, the album's good. And then...
that doesn't happen a lot of times. It happened last time with Donda. I personally kept like 5 songs. I think Donda was pretty good. Yeah. But, I don't know, the times he's been doing this, he's released like Jesus is King.
Jesus is King was bad.
And... I hate being bipolar.
Yay. That's Yay.
Yeah.
Which is most, I think you're really critical of it. Most people think that album's good, including me.
I don't hate it. I just don't give a shit about it. Like, I don't know. Going back, I still don't, I didn't re-download any songs from it. So I was like, maybe I am being a dick about it. But
I think every song on it is wonderful. I just don't think that any of them are like his best ever, which I don't expect it to be.
I don't think you need to do
and Kids See
this.
Ghosts at the same time.
Yeah. Like, you're Kanye, man.
He doesn't, but he does.
You don't need to do all this shit. Like, you're not someone who's up and coming, who's trying to build a name, trying to get attention and attack popular people. You're Kanye. People know you, man.
He's arguably one of the best rappers ever, and he's beefing with someone who's just
beefing with Billie Eilish
and Saturday Night Live star.
Yeah. Like, this should have been handled in the way of maybe some people give Billy shit for saying, I guess, something needless. I don't know if it's needless, but like, and then her eventually maybe addressing it and being like, hey, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have worded it like that. Like, she didn't need to be dragged into the Donda release promo, you know?
Yeah.
And certainly not this unfortunate photo.
I'm not trying to defend it. Don't forget to stop the recording.
Oh, I will after this.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound like I'm defending it. Oh, yeah, that's...
the worst picture I think I have ever seen that got the attention of the person in the picture.
Now, again...
he posted this.
This photo was hilarious. I showed you immediately. I posted it on my story.
It isn't hilarious.
It's pretty fucking funny.
It's pretty stupid.
I think it's fucking hilarious. But when I found out Kanye posted it, it immediately went from being a really, really funny photo to being awful. Oh yeah, I like it because it's fucking hilarious.
It's just so dumb that a 44-year-old Kanye saw this and said, man, this is exactly how I feel.
I believe he made it. I know it's probably not true, but I want to believe that. So yeah, for me, Kanye made this picture.
It's so mesmerizing to look at.
What side did you pick?
I think I'm having more fun over here.
I like Future's music a lot. Maybe not more than Taylor Swift, but I like it a lot. I love Travis's music. I listen to it more than Billy's.
Yeah.
I like Drake's music and Kanye's music.
I do not want to hang out with Kanye at all.
I'm not saying hang out. I like all their...
You just said who do you want to... Who are you siding with?
Yeah, so whose side are you picking? That doesn't mean hang out.
Talking music? Musically, who am I siding with? Kim Kardashian's over here.
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson. But, yeah, I would rather hang out with Kid Cudi and Pete Davidson than anybody else on this fucking list, and it's not even close. I don't see where me and Future become friends. I don't see where me and Travis Scott become friends. I don't see where me and Kanye or Drake become friends. Or, I mean, it's this side.
Yeah, I get your...
Bro, he gave him the cool side, too.
Oh, Iron Man.
He's Iron Man.
Taylor Swift's Black Panther.
Yeah, it's hard to make out the other people. I don't really remember that exact poster.
I don't either.
On whose side who. But, let's just move over this. And we will end it by recapping what happened last night. Oh, and before that, I will say congratulations to 2022 Super Bowl MVP Joe Burrow.
I hope.
Yeah.
I really hope.
Yeah, it's already happened, so I don't know why I'm saying things.
Yeah.
But, now, about last night.
Yes.
We can go into just...
UFC 270?
Yeah. 272?
Oh, it is 270. Yeah.
271 or 2, I can't remember. But, how did you feel about last night?
A new appreciation for... I don't know how to say his name. Tuivasa? Is that it?
Tuivasa.
Tuivasa? Yeah, I think it's
Bam
Bam. Yeah, I think a new appreciation for him. I already really liked him, but now I'm kind of rooting for him to be the champ.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Izzy's my favorite fighter still, regardless on how everything went down. He's still my favorite fighter, and I'm glad he got the win.
Yeah. Happy with Cannonier beating Brunson.
Really happy with that one.
I think Brunson is so fucking boring and just fake exciting. Like, he tries to hype up fights just to fucking wrestle. Like, dude, I get it. Wrestling is its own skill. Very important to have in the UFC. But don't act like you're exciting and then do something very non-exciting. Like, you don't see Tim Duncan, talking shit, starting shit, and then just fucking post up and do a fadeaway hook shot. No. You just stick to what you do. I
think Cannonier gets the fight next, and I think that one will be good.
Yes. Dana White pretty much confirmed that. Mm-hmm. They just don't know when. Derek Lewis, he always gets super, super close, but he just seems to not be able to finish out the fights that really matter. Getting the championship fight. He just can't seem to get that fight.
I'm really, really happy that he is as entertaining as he is, because I think he'd be cut if not. He is in the exact same position that Romero was.
Well,
where he's kind of gatekeeping the
even
division.
outside of exciting, and it's kind of hard not to put exciting and knockout king together, but like he still does have 17 knockouts.
Yeah.
So I think that alone, even if he didn't have like the personality he did, I think it's hard to cut that out.
He can sell fights almost on his own, and that's just as important as being a good fighter.
Yeah. And so what would happen if Derek Lewis would have won that? He would still be in the exact same position he's in, and I don't know if they would give him the championship fight right
I don't think he gets the championship fight. I think the problem with that division right now is it's so held up by not knowing what's going on. If Francis returns, which is what I'm hoping for, Francis returns with a big contract, he will fight. At this point, I'm thinking the winner of John Jones and Stipe, and then
which still isn't even confirmed.
No, I just think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just leaning towards that direction, but still, we don't know shit.
The problem is if Derek Lewis won this, he's probably fighting Cyril. That's probably the best matchup for him, and we just seen that fight, so you're not getting that rematch fight out there.
But now that I'm just going to say Bam Bam. Now that Bam Bam's in there, now you have a different person to compete in the top 5. Instead of everybody in the top 5 just kind of butting heads with each other, now someone new's in the mix that can rumble with them too. So,
and I don't know if he jumps all the way up to top 5, but I hope he does, and I hope he fights Cyril.
Yeah, I don't see him fight anybody lower than 5 now. Like you earned your spot. Even if you were 11, that's not really your fault. I mean, you proved that you can knock out the knockout king.
Yeah.
I have seen people get championship fights for dumber reasons than that. So I think we're going to see
whoever
him
doesn't
fighting somebody big.
I think he's going to fight whoever doesn't fight of the 3. Cyril Gahn, Stipe, and John Jones. 2 of the 3 are going to fight each other.
Yeah.
And one of them is going to be the odd man out, and I think they fight Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with him fighting any of them.
And then finally, the one I want to talk about the most,
of course,
which is odd because I know you have a love interest for one of these people.
Yes.
But it was kind of a boring fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'll say, we was able to agree with a lot of things that we thought during this fight. Mainly the fact that I don't know how you judge it still, but I still see 3-2 Robert Whittaker.
So we both said this. We both agreed. I don't know if you still agree, but we both agreed on this last night. We think that if you score the fight round per round, Whittaker won. But if you score the fight overall, he didn't do enough to take the belt. And that's still where I stand on this. I don't think that he won a championship fight against Izzy, but I think if you score it round per round, which is what you do, I would have given the win to Whittaker.
I just don't know why the champion, I do, but I don't, gets as big of a fucking benefit of the doubt as they do. Like, they just, because if a champion, like I said to you earlier, if a champion would have done that, they would have, how am I trying to word it?
Okay.
If Whittaker was the champion, he would have won that fight last night.
Yeah.
Because they would have been like, oh, well, you got in a takedown pretty much every single round. Izzy really didn't hit you with anything too crazy. He was able to counter some punches. Granted, Izzy was the one that was pressing the entire time, which I think is something they do look at.
Yeah. He had the control time. He had a ton of takedown defenses, but he got taken down once every round past the first round.
But, honestly, if we're going to give Derek Brunson shit, then I'm going to give Izzy shit about doing the same thing. About talking a big game, hyping everybody up. We've seen Izzy can be an exciting fighter because he is. But he has been playing it safe for a while and is becoming a little disheartening. It's just kind of, it's not making me look forward to his next fight.
He's technical. I am, personally.
I don't even think you would call it technical at this point. I think he is just playing it safe.
He's just winning.
Because, when you say technical, he was technical in the Costa fight. That's technical. When you're making the right moves, you're calculated. But in this, it looks like he is trying to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, he's just trying to win the fight, which isn't great.
That was boring.
Yeah, it's boring. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because Chandler said, I think Chandler worded it perfectly.
I do too.
He just said that it's bullshit that the champions get to dance around and throw in a couple hits, and as long as they don't get dropped, then they're going to win the fight.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we saw. And not to disrespect Izzy, because he's still one of my favorite fighters, but I think he is kind of taking advantage of that. That he is now the champion, and as long as he just doesn't lose the fight, he wins. You know?
I think against Cannonier, we see that he's going to keep separation.
Yeah.
He's going to pick apart, and then Cannonier, he's going to control time again. But Cannonier is going to try to push forward. I think he's going to do a lot less of what Whitaker...
And that's a rough thing to do against Izzy.
Yeah, which I think is what he needs. But I think Whitaker, Vettori, Jan, Costa's the only one that hasn't, really, is going to try to press forward for the takedown because you know that's kind of his weaker spot. Versus, so Izzy's playing this defensive game of like, oh, they're going to go for the takedown, I have to play takedown defense. Versus Cannonier, who I believe will try to fight him standing up.
I don't think he's going to try and take it to the ground.
Yeah, and so I think that will be an exciting fight. But after Jan took him to the ground, I think that everyone's like, oh, I know the key to the fight, and no one's not giving that benefit of the doubt to Izzy.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh, it's his fault that he's being boring. Like, he could still engage more. But I think that is kind of the root of the problem more.
The problem now is that people know that Izzy can be taken down, and Whitaker exploited that. But can he be kept down? Because Whitaker had like almost no control time on the ground. And so he just wasn't able to do shit with the takedowns he got.
Is a takedown worth it if you're not doing anything with it? Like, does it actually count as much?
Yeah, because you're using up a lot of energy to do that and really nothing with it. Like, granted, it's a lot of energy getting up out of it, too. So, I mean, it kind of equals out. But, like, what'd you really do? You know?
And that might be a reason that the refs decided to go with Izzy. And I would understand that reasoning.
I just don't think Izzy did enough to where he could be called a winner in that fight. It looks like he...
I also feel the exact opposite of, like, I don't think he did enough to just be like, oh, he lost that fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of just almost seemed like a draw. Like, no one really had a clear advantage other than, like, Izzy definitely won that first round. And Whitaker at least won another. But, yeah, it just doesn't feel so definitive, which is upsetting.
To me, Izzy's just doing the bare minimum to keep his title. And I hate saying that because when that dude's fun, he is fun to watch. Like, I don't know. So that was kind of disappointing.
I think we'll get the revamp with a couple of the people coming up. I think Cannonier's a good person to press, but we also thought the same with Romero, who fucking stood there. So hopefully he will. We'll see who else he'll fight. Because right now there's not really...
Romero got punished hard for that. Because
that was awful.
That was awful on both of their parts, and Romero obviously is going to be the one that gets reprimanded more because he's not the champion.
Yeah.
But, like, Izzy deserves some of that, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He, again, even more an extreme case, he did the bare minimum.
Yeah. So this is 4 title defenses. I do think he's going to go for the record and try to get 10. Unfortunately for me, because I would like to see him just beat Cannonier.
Yeah, he did say exactly that he's lapping the division.
Yes,
so that means pretty much, unless he has a change of heart, he is staying in the middleweight.
Yeah, so I was hoping he would just beat Cannonier and move up.
I don't know why you want to see him go back to light heavyweight so bad.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so against it. Like, because it's no different than like Stipe.
Well, it just seemed like Izzy's biggest weakness is a problem with moving up in weight. Like, I don't know if he'll be able to bridge that gap.
Yeah,
and because if he would have shown out in a pretty good way against Jan, then I'd been like, you know what, I'd like to see more of that. But that wasn't even a contest. It was just Jan laying on him. Izzy couldn't go anywhere. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
That's going to be something a lot of people in that weight division can exploit better than Jan.
I mean, I don't know why you're so against it. Like, what do you want him to do here? You want him to just fight Vettori again? You want him to fight Whitaker again? You want him to
if
fight...
you're a fan of him, yeah, you want to see him go back and win and be arguably the best in that division. Meanwhile, if he moves up, it could be pretty bad.
It could be, but it'd be fun.
Like, ruin his legacy.
Yeah. I think we're kind of saying the same thing. We just... one of us wants it and the other doesn't.
I'm being a little more cynical about it.
Yeah, I want to see my favorite fighter fight challenges. Do things that I don't know if he can win. Kind of feel that pressure of being like, yeah, this is going to be good. Versus in the middleweight, I just feel like if he fights Vettori, it's going to feel very similar. Vittori's going to go for the takedowns. He's going to get some of them. They're just not going to matter to the judges. He's going to fight Whitaker.
If that showing against Jan would have been better, then yeah, I would have been excited. But the fact that that fight was what it was means I don't really care if Izzy moves up.
Yeah, I don't want him to move up if Glover's the champ, to be fair. Because that would be fucking horrible.
Yeah, and UFC math doesn't add up a lot, so who knows? Izzy could go in there and pick apart Glover's ass like Jan couldn't do. So you never know, but it just... And
just as much as I want Izzy to move up for Izzy, I also want Izzy to move up because I have a very, very similar problem with the weight class right under. The welterweight is gridlocked. I do not believe there is a single person in the welterweight that's coming up or anything that can beat Usman.
Well, see, and that's what I'd rather see than see the champions move around. I would like to see more competition come up instead of seeing them move around because, like, the middleweight's kind of stale right now because you know who's at the top and then 4 other people are fighting for it.
Yeah.
But you're slowly seeing people come through the ranks. Hamzat's bringing up challenges for Usman. I think he's going to be there very soon. And he's a pretty big guy. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he would just dog dick Izzy. Mm-hmm. So you could see
it would be cool to see him go to the other division because that could be competitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the problem. There's a lot of the up-and-comers, you're not like... Islam's a good example of someone who's like, they're probably the champ. Like, you're looking at the future champ. Yeah, but everyone else in these other weight classes, you're looking at, like, they could have a good day against the champ and win it, but that's it.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. I just don't want to see a lot of the champs just stay. And honestly, other than that division, the heavyweight division, and in a minute, for right now, the light heavyweight. Well,
the heavyweight to me right now is looking exciting with Bam Bam coming up. Francis, the way he won his last fight, like it's kind of fun. Derek Lewis is going to be trying to rise back up. I didn't know he was 38 years old.
Yeah,
which is kind of wild. So
I think if you're Derek Lewis, I don't think you're a champ at this point anymore. I think you just fight fun fights. I think this was a really good one to pick. I think that Derek Lewis should just take like 2, 3, 4 more fun fights and call it a career. Yeah.
So I think with Bam Bam, it gets a lot more exciting. Light heavyweight, I think you got a couple people coming up. I think fine.
That's why I said for now it's kind of.
But then I think you're going to see Yuri treat light heavyweight like Izzy is middleweight.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like is going to happen as well.
And my biggest problem with Izzy is that to me wasn't a champion fighting last night.
Yeah.
That was someone who just wanted to keep status. He didn't make an exclamation last night. He didn't, like, that's not going to be a highlight. It was just kind of a footnote. It was just like he did the bare minimum to stay afloat.
I think this is a good way of putting it and can kind of almost sum it up here. Izzy fought the only person we believe could also be champion.
Yes.
This is very similar to Colby versus Usman. Usman put a very big exclamation point on saying, I am the best. He beat the number 1 contender who no one else thinks he's the only other guy who could beat Usman. Usman showed that, no, he can't. We seen that Whitaker could beat Izzy, and it leaves that open for that third fight versus we don't.
Yeah, but not in an exciting way.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I'm saying is I'm saying it in a bad way.
Yeah. No, I'm just agreeing with you, but not in tone.
Yeah.
Which I have a big problem with. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be cool. I wish Kamaru wasn't racist and would fight Izzy.
No.
That's That's got to be kind of racist, right?
No, I think he is going to end up moving up. Because
could you imagine if Jan would have been like, well, I don't want to move up and fight Stipe. He's white. That's my brother.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
Why isn't that the same? Because they were born on the same continent?
No, because you're talking about minority versus majority. It's not the same.
In the UFC?
It doesn't matter about the UFC. I'm just talking. No. You can't just single out this one little thing and say they're the same. They're not.
I don't know. I just don't like that. It's just like, well, I don't want to fight him. He's also my skin color. Like,
the African-born champ is a pretty cool thing of saying, like, I'm not going to take it away from another.
It's neat. You know how neat it would be to collect them like Infinity Stones?
No. I would love to see. I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I would love to see Usman go down and just fucking demolish that weight class too. But there's no way. I don't think he could go down in weight.
Oh, that's lightweights, ain't it? That's a
Welter,
Oliveira.
Yeah. Again, I don't think anyone beats.
Dude,
Usman.
if you add him to the lightweights, it gets so much funner. You got
relatively. I think he just beats the shit out of all of them.
Yeah, I would say especially because you have Nate Diaz about to retire. You have Dustin just kind of accepting the fact that he has had his shots, and he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to make some money. Mm-hmm. Conor McGregor's out there horny right now.
We didn't talk about that at all.
What am I supposed to say about that?
I don't know.
I just said it. we talked about it. He just tweeted and said, I'm horny. I liked it. I retweeted it. I supported it. I agreed with it.
He's hilarious.
He said what we're all thinking. He's the people's champ. He is still my champion.
He's screaming in bathrooms just for no reason, just doing it.
There's reasons.
Yeah,
there's probably at least like a gram of reason why he's doing that. Seeing Usman against Islam. Neat.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if Usman can get to any weight class, like if somehow Usman was a heavyweight, I don't think anyone beats him. But I just think that Usman's that dominant.
Yeah, I know they don't weigh that dude's dome when he goes to fucking weigh in. He is not a welterweight. Mm-hmm. That fucking head size, that is the head of a heavyweight.
You know how, anime's the thing I can think of, like the murderous intent where they're like looking down. That's how Usman just kind of looks sometimes.
You see the entire sun shining off his dome. Yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. And yeah, it is crazy that like, oh well, no, I was going to say the three heaviest divisions are all African born, but I don't think Glover Teixeira is African born. I just don't think so.
You just don't think so? That's been Jammin with Kron Rex.
I don't think so.